So my mom, first of all, she always loved gardening. And so she put this whole garden together in honor of Gina and in memory of Gina. And, you know, just angels, just anything as a place also to just for us to come and sit. And this is like our place to also think about her, grieve, mourn, just because we don't have a place right now.
She loved everybody. She had no fear in talking to anybody. It could be a person online, they could be a complete stranger. And she was just so open and honest, and people began to love her. And I saw that and made me realize, oh, I need to be like more open and just more energetic when I meet people.
She also, you know, when I was little, I couldn't get a word in, because anybody that knows Gina, like, you know, she dominates the room with her energy. I could never get a word in.
Just her ability to just have fun. She would act silly. The way she cares for others, and whether it was just, she loved birthdays. She would celebrate all month for her birthday. So whether it was just like, she called it her birthday month, but then again, it did extend into November sometimes, which a lot of people can probably attest to.
You know, Gina, as per usual, I've dressed up for the occasion, since I'm always the guy that's dressed up. So, you know, look at me in a hat, can't help it. But yeah, look, my sister, yeah, I mean, as my oldest sister, it was just the two of us for 3 years before Nicole came on. And let me tell you, she used to drive me nuts.
Oh gosh, enthusiasm is an understatement. No, she definitely has a lot of enthusiasm, and not just for theater, but just for life. She loved life.
Oh, well, because I was the baby, she loved me more than anything. She couldn't wait to get her hands on me. She used to take me down to the stores and we used to shop, and she would always let me pick something out when I was little, or she'd get me a cookie with my name on it.
She's there for everybody all the time, always was.
And she was so excited to show me off to all of her friends, because I was this little girl and we got to play together and go see her shows. Probably her honesty. She was always so honest with people. She gave them her opinion. She never discriminated. And that was something that I always looked up to, because she would never tell a lie. She always kept things real and true. And I think that's why she has so many friends.
No, I mean, that is a good point. Gina always, right? Gina, one of the special things about Gina is everybody, you know, I don't think she ever saw people as, you know, old, young, male, female, black, white, whatever. Anybody to Gina, you know, Gina loved everybody in her own unique way. Gina, in a lot of ways, though, was so like, her passion, her enthusiasm for life. There was a lot of just innocence there in the way that she kind of lived her life, but she wasn't like innocent or naive in a lot of ways, you know, but she definitely brought just like endless joy and passion.
Well, Nicole, are you listening to me? Are you listening to me, Nicole? That's what she would do to me. Nicole, you're not listening. I could even hear her right now saying that to me.
I got into a lot of fights, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's because we did have such an age gap, and she wanted so much for me to do so many things with her, but we were both at different levels, and I wanted to be a part of all that.
And look, between Nicole, Gina, Jen, and I, the battles or fights we would have sometimes, because, you know, Gina wanted to be there for every moment. And if she wasn't there, she would sometimes feel like she was left out. She would drive me, like when I was little, she would dress me up all the time. I mean, there's pictures, there's evidence everywhere. Ask my family. I mean, I'd be a baseball player, I'd have to marry her, a fireman, you name it, I was always dressed up. Spirit. Like, for all of her craziness, and those that know her, she, you know, Gina could be a little bit crazy. And what I mean is, she would send me texts all the time. All the time. She'd blow my phone up, and they were nonsensical. I couldn't understand what the hell she was talking about half the time. And honestly, I would use that as a moment to give her more shit because it was too easy. You know, and as my older sister, she and I had just a special relationship. And part of it, I think, was just I would needle her like endlessly. I was the one that would just poke her and needle her, and she was so great at taking it.
She gets up on stage and just lights up a stage. She's a completely different person. And I remember looking at her and watching her, and I thought, this is so amazing. And then she would have the cast back at our house, and she couldn't wait to introduce me to everybody because she knew I was scared of Captain Hook, and she made sure that the guy playing Captain Hook was so friendly.
Watching her up on stage just made me so happy because the way she focused, and you know, I know she loved that she was on stage, made me thrilled for her because she's doing what she loves.
Her passion, the fact that, look, she chased her dreams, she never gave up. She always wanted to be an actress. And she would have done that, and she did it to the day she died. Passion and just being brave, that's not me. I could never get on stage, ever. And watching her just dominate on stage, be so comfortable in her element, like she's just a different person. And when you see her on stage and then when you meet her, you know, just totally different person.
She's participated in all different shows, dedication to rehearsals. She would even sometimes miss events, or we'd have to schedule around her because of rehearsals, but we all worked it out eventually.
I feel that the one thing that the dynamic of a bigger sister is because she wants to protect me, she wants to look after me, and she's almost like a motherly figure. She was kind of like my mom in a way, and many times when she used to take care of me when my parents weren't around.
Tell you what though, like I could give, she could take it because I would give her such a hard time. Anybody that knows our dynamic, I would bust her chops endlessly, and she could take it.
Just the fact that she would just always want to be there for everything. She never wanted to miss one thing. So it just shows you the kind of dedication, and she loved her family. When she's coming over, the door is open, just staring, waiting at the door, sitting at the steps. Sienna and Sophia, they just were always so thrilled. They would ask me all day, when's Aunt Gina coming? When's Aunt Gina coming? Can I look at the door? Can I look at the door? Is Aunt Gina here? And she would come and do things and take them for lunch, take them just for ice cream. And even just recently, she surprised Sophia on her birthday for lunch. And that's the one memory I feel like Sophia has really hung on to right now.
My sister is caring, loving. She loves her nieces more than anything in the world. Those children are like her babies to her. She would always come with flowers. Any little gift she could bring, she was always right there. If she had to miss a party, it was devastating to her.
She was like my right hand. Like if my girl's dad works a lot on the weekends, and I could always count on Gina. Reliability. If I needed to take them, if I wanted to take them to Sesame Place and my husband couldn't come, I would always know that Aunt Gina will want to come anywhere.
She and my daughter, I mean, it's the perfect, I think the perfect example of Gina is when she and my daughter would play any board game, all I would hear is bickering. Bickering. She wouldn't want to lose. She'd accuse Brooke of cheating. Brooke would go back at her. Like, it was just stuff that, like, I'd sit there and I'd be like, you're 45 years old. Stop arguing. Honestly, the perfect moment, fairly recent, was when Brooke graduated 8th grade. It was Lisa and I were in the car, and they had a car parade because it was COVID, right? And we had to do one of the, it was awful. We had to do a car parade. And I looked at Brooke and I said, you know what, your sister would have fought us tooth and nail to be here. And she would have driven me freaking crazy while she was here. You know what I mean? But she would have fought to be there, and she would have driven us nuts with just her enthusiasm and everything.
I would like to thank her for just always being there for me no matter what, and for my family, and for my girls. And of course, I wouldn't get upset, but just being the best aunt to my Harper and Scarlett.
I learned, you know what? I learned from her, I think a few things. Passion, like I respect the fact she followed her dreams. I mean,
such a source of comfort too, because if he wasn't around, she was like my second little parent to them, my third little parent to them, and I knew I could always rely on her, and that's definitely a big hole that's missing now, and I know that.
She literally is like a shining star. She's just the shining star of the family. She wanted so much to be that star, and she's always going to be that star in our family.
Why am I better because of her? Because she taught me resilience, she taught me strength. I learned it from her, and even the last few months of her life, that resilience and strength I never really knew she had, and it really showed. So I think I'm better because I got to see that, and I got to see the way she adored her nieces, because she couldn't have her own kids. So it was kind of nice to see that in a way they are like her own, and the way she treated them too.
I'm gonna miss everything. Everything.
Seeing her 5 million texts in the middle of the night I've already missed. I'm still expecting them to come at some point.
Who can say for certain? Maybe you're still here. I feel you all around me, your memory so clear. Deep in the stillness, I can hear you speak. You're still an inspiration. Can it be that you are mine forever, love? And you are watching over me from up above. Fly me up to where you are, beyond a distant star. I wish upon tonight to see you smile, if only for a while to know you're there. A breath away is not far to where you are. Are you gently sleeping here inside my dream? And isn't faith believing all power can't be seen? As my heart holds you just one beat away, I cherish all you gave me every day. 'Cause you are mine forever, love, watching me from up above. And I believe that angels breathe, and that love will live on and never leave. Fly me up to where you are, beyond the distant star. I wish upon tonight to see you smile, if only for a while to know you're there. A breath away is not far to where you are. I know you're there. A breath away is not far to where you are.